Hi guys, Dr. Wendy Dearborn here with day 30 of our rice and water experiment into the power of our spoken words, the power of our intentions, the power of our thoughts, and the power of our deeds and actions. Guys, it's been 30 days, it's been phenomenal. Take a look at these jars. This is at 30 days. So here are the 3 jars, looking very different. Visually, each jar has its own distinct look. It gives off its own distinct personality type. And so we have the jar Love. We'll focus in here. We have the jar Love. And of course, it looks very different to the jar Hate. And the jar Hate was actually the one that had the most profound change. The most profound change. Even how the lettering, hopefully I'm tight enough, even how the lettering, even how the mold built up behind the lettering, never mind the color, never mind it being pink, but how the mold built behind the actual words, and the fact that it was different. To how it built on the back, which amazed me. That absolutely amazed me. It amazed me. It was totally different to how it built on the back. And I kept wondering if, because our attention, my attention, was focused to the front of the jar. This is where the laser point, the pinpoint, the laser point was going. And of course we had this jar on the end, the jar that we don't care about, didn't care about, you know, nothing. And it looks totally different to the jar Love, because they both tend to be a little clear. So it looks totally different. Let me move them. I can actually move these around now. It looks different. These two look different. When you look at the content side by side, they're different. So that being said, what I am going to do is I am going to take a sniff test, and we're going to take a look inside. Wow. Do you know, this experiment came into being as a result of me wanting to illustrate to the ladies at Shade Tree, who I speak with once a week. I wanted to illustrate to the ladies of Shade Tree that there is power. There is power and an intrinsic power in our words. There is this magical power that we can't see. You know, it's like you can't see electricity, but if it shocks you, you sure can feel it. So there's that kind of electric power that is in our words. It's in our intentions. It's in our thoughts. It's in our deeds and or / actions. And this I wanted to drive home to the ladies of Shade Tree, so that they would be able to see that through their words, they might be able to, should they choose, to manifest the world, or manifest the life that they want to live. You see, Shade Tree is a shelter for abused and displaced women, children, and pets. And as it goes, as far as my research has told me, there are very few shelters in the United States that actually cater to pets. And another thing that was brought to my attention is that many women will refuse to leave a situation that is potentially dangerous to them and to their children, an abusive situation, because they don't want to leave their pets. They don't want to leave their pets in the same situation. So the Las Vegas Shade Tree has Noah's Ark, and for that, it is a blessing. So anyway, I did the whole thing with the ladies so that they could see and they could follow this and chart this so they could see how powerful they really are. It's really easy to tell somebody, you're really powerful. But when you can actually give a visual, which is what I like to use tangible visuals so people can get it, so they understand it, so they can feel it, so they can wow factor. I like people to get that. Because then you can take, or they can take, or you can take, even from this information, and you can assimilate it, and you can use what works for you, and you can use what doesn't. Do your own due diligence. Actually, I suggest that you kind of do this exercise yourself. I suggest that if you have children, this is something that you do, and it's easy. It's really easy. All you need is some boiled rice, some clean containers, and some water, and a Sharpie pen or a marker. That's all you need. That's all you need. You write something positive on one jar, you write something negative on the other jar, and you don't write anything on the other. That jar is a non-entity. That jar is a total non-entity. You are not interested in that jar. And for 30 days, you affirm the positive. For 30 days, to that other jar, you affirm the negative. And for 30 days, you ignore the other one. This is an excellent exercise for children. It shows, and it truly does demonstrate the power of your words. And let me just say this, guys. A couple of people have mentioned, well, it's not very scientific. No, it isn't. It was not done under laboratory conditions, laboratory parameters, didn't have a blind study. It wasn't done like that. That wasn't the point. The point is to show that your words can affect something, and affect it positively and negatively. And that is what we have done. So guys, for me, it's been a phenomenal journey. It's been a huge success. I realized how impatient I am. If I haven't said this already, I realized how impatient I am. And what has come out of this for me on a personal level, which I'll share with you, I've always been trying to squash my impatience. But this exercise has taught me that no, I need to embrace my impatience. Because no matter how much I've tried to squash it, it's always there. And I do know the thing that you resist is the thing that will push back against you. So I embrace my impatience. It's helped me to achieve all my goals. I also recognized, and if I haven't said this already, I'm going to repeat myself, what too is really important is that when we feel or think or see from an external perspective that nothing is going on, in reality, inside, there is so much churning and going on. And this is true for people. You see people, they give this really good facade, but inside they are a rolling, boiling volcano. So in reality, when it appears that nothing is going on, in reality, there is, and it is, something is going on. So not to make that mistake. Also, when you put your word out there, because your word will not return to you void, when you send your word out there, know that just because it doesn't come back, pow, and hit you, or give you what you want, doesn't mean that there's nothing going on, doesn't mean that what you have expressed the desire to manifest, doesn't mean that it's not going to come. It will come. There's a process. There is a process. Our words are powerful. Our thoughts are powerful. Our intentions are powerful. Our deeds are powerful. But understand, our words truly don't have any power by themselves without the backing of our emotions, our thoughts, our intentions and deeds. And when you do that, when you back up one of the 26 letters of the alphabet, or if you string some of them together with emotion, with intention, with thought, and wrap it up in deeds by doing it, the deed is doing it, hey, you have a vehicle to create that which you say that you want in life. So guys, again, it's been a phenomenal journey. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a sniff test, and then we're going to actually look inside of the jars just to see what's going on from that angle. So let's get this going here. I think we're going to start with, this is, I've decided to call the non-entity. This was the jar that had nothing written on it. Oh, I can smell that from here. Oh, do I dare. Do I dare, I can smell that from here. Okay, here we go. Oh. Nah, that's strong. Nah. That is foul. I'm trying to be really nice and sort of all girly. That's foul. Okay? And the thing to remember is that this is bacteria water. It is toxic. It is toxic. Okay? So that's foul. It smells like egg, sulfur. It's really stinky. It stank. It doesn't smell so good. So let's go to hate. And let's see what's going on here. I'm a little scared to do this now, to be honest with you. This is hate. The jar labeled hate. Here we go. Yeah, it is a bit. It is a bit. It's a bit stinky. It's definitely nowhere near as bad as the non-entity, the non-labeled jar. It does smell a bit, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. This jar would give me a headache. That would give me a straight up headache. That's not so bad. Alright guys, last one. Last one, and this is love. Oh, okay. Alright. It smells kind of sweet. It smells sweet. It does actually. It's got like a little perfume kick going to it. It smells sweet. It's not unpleasant. It's not sour. It's definitely not foul. That's for sure. It's got kind of a little sweet kick going to it. Okay. Alright. That was interesting. I wasn't sure what to expect based on those two. Because the first time, and I did this, I don't know, day 15 or something. First time I was really impatient, and they all smelled sour, and that to varying degrees. But love doesn't smell sour anymore. So guys, I tell you what, we're going to take a quick look inside the jars to see what's going on, and then we'll bring it to a close. So let's take a look. Okay.